Hello! Welcome back, and the music is louder for some reason since I started recording. That doesn't make any sense, but hopefully that's not a problem. It shouldn't be, but it might be. We only have a little bit of the game left, and well, let's go over what I have left to do. We need to finish off Floor 100 or Floor Infinity, whatever you want to read that as. Floor 100 of Via Infinito. And that'll clear me for everything prior to the Farplane. But in order to do Floor 100 of Via Infinito, I have to be extraordinarily powerful, preferably level 99, with a few dress spheres that I don't have mastered, so I'll need to master stuff. Yuna and Pain need Mascot, I believe, and I don't recall what I need Riku to have. This is just one of the strategies, of course. I can't use the catnip percent, because catnip was nerfed into oblivion in the international and HD versions of the game, for those of you who are unaware. I was unaware because I've never played the international version. Catnip was nerfed to oblivion because it no longer allows you to abuse. Basically, it was fixed for all intents and purposes, but you can no longer abuse it with the Gunner Dress Sphere to murder things. It still causes you to do 10k damage in SOS. That's the same. But it also causes Slow, which is kind of annoying, and Berserk, which is the big hitter right there. If you're Berserked, you can't use your abilities or anything, so you're just doing really slow, normal attacks that do 10k damage. There's some instances where it's actually still useful. Anything that hits multiple times, for instance, some of the creatures that you can capture hit a bunch of times per attack. Thieves can hit twice, although I guess that's alright. The slow's not too bad if you're doing 20k damage every turn. 18k, 9, whatever, you know what it is. So, you know, there's still some uses where it could be useful, but you can no longer abuse its mechanics to basically one-shot everything in the game, or, you know, end game. I think you could kill Trima in, what is it now? Like 10 trigger happies? Something like that, probably more. I'm not sure exactly on the damage numbers on a single level 3 trigger happy. But you can do ridiculous damage with a level 3 trigger happy and catnip. So we can't do that, so I'll have to look up some strategies for that and level up the appropriate stuff. But one of the best places to level up is the Farplane. So what we're going to do in this incredibly elongated intro for this video is we're going to go down to the Farplanes and do the remaining cutscenes and stuff prior to the final boss. So after this video, presuming I get it all in one video, which I hope I do, the only thing we should have left is the final bosses and Bevelle. And Bevelle's boss fight it'll probably be its own video because it's going to be an extraordinarily long boss. The dude has 1,000,000 health, so there's no real way to do it quickly anymore. So that'll be its own video, and then the final, you know, cutscenes and boss fight and all that will be a final video as well. With that out of the way, voice? Oh.
Where will jump in?
Took a while. We're gonna jump in via the Bevelle Underground because it's the most straightforward location as far as I'm aware.
Going in?
Yes. This is not a one-way trip yet.
The time for invasion has come. Spear Hunter team going. Your friendly name. Huh? Come here. What are we called now?
Does it really matter?
Good point. Surging, flapping, neighboring, golfing, attack!
Whoa, such passion.
Seriously?
I'm so moved.
At any rate, let's go.
The Gullwing's last mission. Let's do it.
Hey, none of this last mission business. You hear?
For me, it probably will be. Be careful.
I'll be fine. We're just going to talk after all.
Save the huggies for your triumphant return. Yes! Hug, hug, hug! Hug, hug, hug!
Hey, look what the boys thought of.
That's right! Go, go, go! Go, Wings!
It's time, Go Wings! Let's rock!
Dear God. What is this? A little bit of interruption there, but not like it was too long without the cutscene. Now that we're down here, we have to head to Farplane Glen is the name of the area. I believe it's just a straight path, though. We don't need to think too much. I do have a charm bangle on. Technically. I'm kind of abusing mechanics again. I do have a charm bangle on, so unless there's forced encounters down here, which I don't recall, apart from these big platforms, we should be able to bypass most of the fights. So, hello, Dark Shiva. How are you? These fights are going to be a joke because we're way more powerful than we have any right to be at this point in the story. So, we're just going to physically attack them until they die. In fact, Shira's already dead, I think. Yeah. They're Aeons, you've seen all their abilities. They don't have anything different as far as I'm recalling. They will use their overdrives, if you want to still call them overdrives. Crystal gloves, interesting. So if you are, they give you a save sphere, which is kind. If you are about level 60, these fights can potentially be tricky, but you should still be able to manage them. The only thing you'll need to really worry about is overdrives, so just bear that in mind. Also, there's a fire over there for some reason. They do give you the save points for a reason. If you are on level for this area or below level for this area and not abusing catnip because it's the HD version, make sure you save at those points because it's very likely that at some point you're gonna get screwed over by RNG and murdered on one of these platforms. Just bear that in mind. We will not, because we are remarkably powerful. So say hello to the Magus Sisters, which again, for us, aren't going to be very difficult. She doesn't actually have any good offensive stuff, do you? Not really. What about you? I think we all have like single target stuff, yeah. We'll just stick to physically attacking. Also Mighty Guard. I like the name of that ability. Considering it's basically Mighty Guard, I don't know why it's... Well, actually, I think the difference... Yeah, Mighty Guard gives a better defense buff is what it is. There we go. You should probably kill her first, actually, because she does the buff. If you can get her down before she gets off Not So Mighty Guard, you're in a much better position to take out the other two. Just like their FF10 versions, the B one, whose name I've forgotten, has the most dodge or evasion. The large red one has the most strength, and the bulbous blue one has the highest defense and HP. They're basically replicas of their FF10 counterparts. Except they're using the Dark Aeon skin, and they're not running the Dark Aeon stats because that would be ridiculous. And again, if you need to, if you don't want to use items for whatever reason to heal up or whatever, get your MP back, run back up to that save point, then run back down. Always better to be cautious than dead. Hello, Anima. Dark Anima, technically. There's a lot of these fights if you haven't caught on. Also, she said forgive me. I apologize for talking to that. I don't know if Anima can cause death via pain. It might be a thing still. I suspect it probably is a thing still, because that's the entire point of the pain abilities. It causes death, but we didn't get to see that. If you get hit with Anima's Overdrive, you're in for pain, by the way. It's Anima, and it's Anima's Overdrive. It always hits like a truck. A lot of trucks.
Yuna. I'm sorry. We weren't strong enough to stop him. We wanted to at least warn someone, but instead, we were dragged into the darkness. We're no better than fiends.
It's all right.
Forgive us.
Please, tell me, what is he?
Shuyin? Just a shadow. It may look like him, but the real Shuyin died long ago. Even after 1,000 years, his hate and misery linger on. His feelings grew so strong they began to act on their own. Eventually, they became a shadow, a shade that wants only to vanish, but cannot.
Just a shadow. I can handle a shadow.
Are you sure?
Yes, leave it to me. I'll banish shadow with light.
Light?
This isn't Kingdom Hearts, Yuna.
That's right. Call it love.
Hooray! Are we in Glen? No, this is Farplane Abyss. Alright, well. Oh no, this is apparently the right place. It just had the wrong name. Yeah, save sphere should pop up relatively soon.
Hey! You certainly took your sweet time.
Why are you here?
Because the boss never goes against Lord Nuge's wishes.
You found him?
As we was heading in, we found the sphere addressed to the boss.
He said, "Don't follow me. Turn back now and wait for my return."
Actually doing what you're told? How novel.
What can I say? One look at Nuji Wuji's dashing visage on that spear and I was, charmed. How could I say no to such a cutesy-wootsy face? What if he...
Don't worry. If he knows you're waiting, he has a reason to come home.
And wait I shall.
We'll tell him that you're waiting like a good girl.
You do that, love. And don't forget to stress, good girl.
Hooray, and now we have a save point. Do not wander into the swirling vortex of doom, at least not yet. So we're gonna go ahead and use the save sphere and return to said airship, somehow, via the Farplane and whatever. I don't even know how we got the save sphere down here to begin with. There's a couple people we need to talk with. We need to talk to Shinra. Hi, Shinra.
What are you looking at?
Farplane data. The more I study it, the more fascinating it gets. There's limitless energy swirling around in there.
Limitless energy.
The life force that flows through our planet, I think. With a little work, we could probably extract the energy in a usable form.
Sweet!
Of course, that'd take generations.
That's no fun!
Well, still, it is something worth shooting for.
Think how much Spira would change if we ever got it to work. Maybe one day we could build a city full of light, one that never sleeps.
No doubt about it.
Just imagine. But I'll never get to see it, will I?
Shinra! Don't make Yuna sad!
Right, my bad.
So, if you didn't catch that, it's a city powered via the life force that flows through the planet, that never sleeps. It might remind you of a city from another Final Fantasy game that may or may not have something to do with Cloud. Just as a bit of a heads up if you didn't actually catch that. A bit of an elongated reference, but I think most people would probably be able to catch on to the idea right when he says the life force that flows through the planet, because that is the entire premise of 7, basically. Next up is Buddy, also on the bridge. Actually, no, we don't talk to him here. I'm in the wrong place. Herp derp, this opens a menu. I have to wait for the freaking menu to finish. We need to go to... They've actually vanished, which is technically what they should have done the first time, but whatever. Let's not get mad at the game for working kind of right, but not quite right. We need to go up to the deck now. I think that's probably... I'm gonna go with that's what confused me, was I walked over to the chair and was like, yo, what's up, buddy? I need to talk to you. Anyway, I don't know what I'm going on about. We need to talk to them up here.
Den sekkeres, vi dritek mevan.
It fruguk frit penek dregek, Yuna vundrit shidan.
Shubad dik je voor disse fatekus, nou niet dek.
Ubava karkusa lita kinmik.
Lichsu, is kanuek. Nach du kinmik fuit pahela.
Nadianjri Yuna?
Huarneker, dralagel kukerken.
Yim naked. Bifa nemu padandreguf kusadreg. If a thud vid have suspunk, from a deep could dig for the sheet.
Boemek, ja, drek bitreed.
Au, Vimegek, Katug du fu.
Sheet?
If we hook weg, du dida land out the crib, Emperivo de tu it vunwe.
Hodrid!
So there you go, we got another Albed Primer. Surprised I haven't actually finished the Albed Primers, but I guess I didn't dig properly. When I was doing the digging in Beaconell, I was primarily focusing on getting the parts for the experiment boss fight, rather than opening all the chests to get Albed Primers and stuff like that. But next up we need to go to the cabin, a cabin, who may or may not have multiple, who knows. And we need to speak with Sid in said cabin. Whenever it loads. It's not a very big area. Thank you, game. The loading times are so sporadic in this game. Sometimes it's quick, sometimes it's god-awful.
Yuna, front and center.
What is it?
Listen up, kids. I don't know what this Sphere Hunter business is all about, but I won't tolerate unwed girls running around doing crazy stuff. Can't you be, Little more, you know, ladylike.
Get with it, Pops! Ugh! That is so primitive! Right?
But, so I'm an old fart, that it? Can't keep up with the youngins, huh?
You said it, Pops. Why don't you sit back and leave the modern times to us?
You're the one I'm worried about most, you mohawked moron.
So? No?
Actually, Pop's on the mark for once.
Stop picking on your brother.
Hey, what is that?
I was born in Bevelle. I grew up in Besaid. And I suppose this ship is my home now. Well, no, not just here. When I think of all the places we saw on our journey, now, each and every one of them feels like home to me.
Hooray! I don't believe it actually matters which of the choices you pick there. How you doing, Sid? Can I talk to you? Do whatever you want. Alright. You said it. I'm off. So now that we've talked to everyone up here... Whoa, camera. Now that we've talked to everyone up here on the said airship, we need to go back down. This is a convoluted series of events you have to do here, by the way. And literally, I don't think anyone in their right mind would do this normally, but this is what we have to do, so we need to run back down here, get the camera to cooperate enough to talk to brother.
Farplane Abyss. We made you a shortcut. Choose your route.
Hooray, shortcut.
Fight the good fight.
We'll do Capitan. The shortcut's awfully nice. Sadly, it's not a shortcut to the point where, you know, proper shortcut, but whatever. Instead, we have to watch them jump down every time you do this, which in our case will be twice. In normal case would be 0 times, but you know. Maybe once if you want to head back out of the Farplane Abyss. Doo-doo-doo. I thought it actually dropped you at the save sphere, but I guess it doesn't, so we get to manually run all the way back down to where LeBlanc is. And no, we can't use earlier save spheres, we do have to actually run to LeBlanc. We don't have to fight anything, so it shouldn't take very long, but it is still a fairly substantial spiral downward here. As much as I'd sometimes wish it wasn't. Also a very weird area. Like, I don't know what's going on in the Farplane Abyss. We got like flesh-like walls in the background. And we got a lot of dangly weird bits hanging off of all the platforms. It's a weird place, is the Farplane. Which I suppose makes sense. I guess, you know, it's inside of the planet and its life force or some bollocks like that. This is your teleport down to LeBlanc. Hello. Do I need to talk to anyone down here? Just in case we do, I'm gonna talk to her. Can we buy something off her? What does she actually sell, out of curiosity? Nothing at all useful for my million gil to spend on. What do you guys say, central down here? Well, this part of the Farplane is pretty. I don't know about the rest of it. And we will leave that portal. And then we need to go back to the airship. This is a thing that really I don't think anyone would ever do, so a lot of people probably miss this cutscene unless they're doing a 100% guide or walkthrough or whatever. You need to go all the way back down and then all the way back up to the airship and then back to the deck. And there should be a cutscene here. Unless I've done it wrong. In which case there won't be a cutscene here. Alright. Fair enough. Where's my cutscene, game? Do I need to talk to her over here? This will all be over soon. I'm sure it will. Except I need to talk to you. Do you wanna come with me to the deck? We can have a chat. I thought that's what you were supposed to do, is head back down to where LeBlanc is, and then head back up, and there should be a cutscene up here with Yuna and Riku. But that doesn't seem to be triggering. And this is the last scene I need before I'm going to end this video, because that's all we need to do before the boss fight. But I can't get it to trigger, so I'm slightly confused here.
Choose your room.
Does this go down to where I need to be, out of curiosity?
It's up to you now.
Is this the shortcut I was actually looking for that goes down? This is the shortcut that I was looking for that goes down. I should have paid attention the first time I opened the menu, but I didn't. Perhaps this will trigger it properly. Oh, she's still here. God dang it, Riku. Need you to do one thing. And that is be on the deck. So please somehow magically be on the deck before I get up here. I'm gonna have to murder you. She's not up here. Well, give me a second while I figure out what the heck's going on with this cutscene. Alright, so supposedly, apparently, this cutscene is a bit finicky and sometimes won't actually trigger, and you might have to do soft resets to get it to work. I hope I don't, but apparently there's another way to potentially get it to work, so let's see if we can do that real quick. If this works, that's great. If it doesn't, I'll try doing soft resets. Although I would like to avoid doing that because they take a while. There we go, okay. She needs to be missing from the bridge, obviously. It's the same problem where Sid and Brother were in the not Sid and Brother, but Brother and Buddy were on the bridge when they weren't supposed to be, and you can open the menu, exit the menu, and then they're gone from the bridge. Apparently that also works with Riku, but apparently just, you know, leaving the area and coming back sometimes doesn't work, and it's very convoluted and finicky, but either way, here we are, stupid freaking cutscene. I hope it's worth it.
What's wrong?
It's just... Why do I always feel like I'm being left behind? Uni, you're changing. You want to change, and Payne's changed a whole bunch.
But, Riku, I have you to thank for that. If you hadn't invited me along, I might never have left Besaid. And the way I was before, I could never have lived like this. So, I think next time?
Next time?
Yeah, next time will be your story.
Ooh, really? What kind of story?
Well, let's see. How's that for a beginning?
Do I get a hunky boy in my story?
Need one?
Yep.
I wonder what Brother would say.
He's not invited. I'll come up with something, I guess.
You will, Riku. If anyone can do it, you can.
There's your bloody cutscene. I hope you're happy about it. Anyway, that is the extent of what this video will be. Only thing left is final cutscenes, final boss fights, and the boss fight with Trima, which is going to be not the easiest thing in the world. Especially since this is my first playthrough, and I don't have a lot of the really good accessories, like Iron Dukes, which you get from beating... beating Trima, you get 1 Iron Duke. I think there might be another way to get it, we'll see. Either way, there's a lot of work that needs to be done before I can actually take him on, because I can't even get to him right now without being horribly murdered, so just bear that in mind. Anyway, on that note, the percentage for the game should be... what should it be at? Slightly less than 96, maybe 95. There's a really convenient thing about doing 100% in one run, and that's right before the final cutscenes and final boss, your percentage is exactly 96.0%. So it's extraordinarily easy to actually see if you've missed anything at all, because if you're not 96 before you go fight the final bosses, then you've missed something and you won't get it. Now, I'm not quite done with Bevelle, so my percentage won't be 96, it's 95. It's slightly short. I think it's 95.2 or something like that right now. Not exactly sure. Either way, we're gonna get 100%. At this point, I'm pretty sure we can't screw it up. Now that I've said that, we're probably gonna screw it up, so prepare, brace for impact on that, I guess. Thanks for watching, and next time I see you guys, we'll probably be incredibly aggravated in fighting Trima. Thanks for watching, see you then.